Shalom. All praises due to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all you brothers teaching in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right, we just going to go into it, various topics, you know, from this one article that we're going to read from. And it's going to comprise a whole lot of wickedness that the American government is doing right now. Okay.
This article is from RT, and the headline, it's a quote from Ron Paul, and it reads, U.S. government equates American people to enemy when it hides troops' whereabouts. And it was published, the 12th of December, which was today, about 4 hours ago. And it reads, the Pentagon is listing the location of some 44,000 military personnel as unknown, while citing secrecy reasons to protect them from the enemy. Effectively means that the U.S. public falls into the category. Former U.S. Congressman Ron Paul told RT, lack of accountability on the whereabouts of the U.S. troops was not surprising, Paul believes.
Yeah, so, we just want to go over scriptures when the brother hit the key points. And the first thing that, I notice is somebody get that scripture in Obadiah. What's it, Habakkuk, right?
Habakkuk 2 and 5.
2 and 5? Okay, yeah, I got it right here. Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So, just like the title of the article says, which is,
it says, U.S. government equates American people to enemy when it hides troops' whereabouts.
Okay, so what he did was heap all manner of people onto himself, man. Okay, and that's why he can't trust the American people, because the very people that he's at war with live within the parameters of America. Okay, and he's proud, man. He's a proud man. That's why he got troops all abroad in every place. All right, and his desire is as hell is because why? He wants to put ruin and destruction to every place that he goes to. All right, and that's why it all boils down to him heaping all manner of people onto himself. Okay, all people, it says in the scripture. Because he did that, that's why he feels that way, that he can't tell anybody where he's putting his troops at. Okay?
That's because he doesn't know who's who. Who's the enemy,
Yeah, in verse 6 it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a tempting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And the brother's going to get down to it later, but you're going to read scripture about that. But this is what's happening, man, because all these nations are seeing that this man is after whatever wealth they have in their country, or whatever government he wants to serve him.
Okay. He's not a keeper of his own home.
He's not a keeper of his own land. Yeah.
Want me to continue?
Yeah.
The lack of accountability of the whereabouts of the U.S. troops was not very surprising, Paul believes, and it has become a routine thing over the past years. The situation, however, has alarmingly worsened during the first months of Donald Trump's presidency. The president has stated he wants to keep everything under his vest because he doesn't want people to know, and believes it's proper policy, Paul said. The Constitution says he's not allowed to send troops around the world without the people and the Congress knowing about it. Apart from the Constitution, there's the War Powers Resolution, adopted after the Vietnam War, clearly states that the U.S. government must report where the troops are, Paul added. And that, goes back to the unrighteous decrees that Esau made.
That's what it's saying.
Yeah, 10 and 1.
10 and 1.
Isaiah 10 and 1.
Isaiah.
You know, it says that after the Vietnam War, they made a resolution for troops to report where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And Esau, you know, mainly the American troops are doing secrecy. You know, going against their treaties or going against their laws that it was written.
This is Isaiah 10 and 1. It reads, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed."
There you go. Go ahead.
So basically, like the brother was saying, man, that's what Esau does. Unrighteous decree. That's what he does. That's what he does when he goes to the other people's country and take their natural resources and bring them over to his country, so he can fill his valley. While the other people that are part of the land that they go in, they can't leave. They can't eat. They can't do anything. You know. But Esau has all the resources. You know.
Esau makes these decrees for only him to benefit.
That's
He
right.
breaks them, gets no justice after it. You know, every other nation, especially the Israelites, gotta, you know, suffer through these unrighteous decrees. But for this situation, you know, it's Esau being Esau. You know. Continue. Despite that, the locations of some 44,000 of troops were simply reported as unknown. You know, that's kind of an unfair deal. You know, it's kind of like a cheat. You know, during war. You know, it's just Esau being a sneaky devil, a cunning devil, a serpent. I have a suggestion for them. If they are interested in cleaning the mess because it's wrong, and that is bring the troops home. Then we can count them here at home. But it's when they are in 150 countries or more, it gets very difficult, Paul says. Especially if they say this is a secret, we can't let the people know. We can't let the enemy know where our troops are. So they put the American people in a category of the enemy because we are not allowed to know. You got a scripture?
I got a precept. Jeremiah. Give me a second. Jeremiah 49. 49. verse
10.
Verse 10. That's what I was looking for, bro. It says, I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbor, and he is not. So the Most High is making Esau bare, meaning the Most High is uncover your secrecy. That's how Esau ruled the world, through secrecy. At one time we didn't know who Esau was, but now through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, we know who Esau is, and we know his secrecy, his trick. You know, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, just as the scripture says.
Yeah, what's that scripture that says his mouth shall tell on himself?
That's Psalm 68, I think.
Bring that up.
Psalm 6, yeah. So,
And then Job 18. I don't know if we got to that yet.
Oh, 464.
464, right?
64 and 8.
464.
Matter of fact, I'll bring it out if y'all want to break it down, because right here you have Ron Paul, which is an Edomite, you know, and he's pretty much exposing and he's part of the U.S. Congress, right?
Yeah.
So he's pretty much exposing his own people, his own Congress, his own government. You know, so Psalms 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
That's right.
All that see them shall flee away.
You know, yeah, all that see them shall flee away, because the elect, you know, we know what Esau is about. You know, we see Esau getting exposed. You know, and there is we can the Most High cannot be here, Babylon. Babylon cannot be here. So the ultimate goal is for Esau to go down, man, in order for our kingdom to be established on earth, as it is in the prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah.
So the kingdom of heaven gonna be here on earth. So two kings cannot be war in the same throne.
Yeah.
So in order for us to war, Esau has to go down.
Yeah,
That's the only other way.
That's the only option available.
Yep. Let me read Job 18. It says that.
Yeah, my focus.
Okay. I start at 10. It says the snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. And we know that snare and trap for him is the nuclear war and the war in Armageddon. Okay, twofold there. Okay, it says terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. And that's what this article is saying, man. This guy, they're definitely afraid of who knows where they are, who knows where they are, and where their troop positions are. Okay, that's because, like the article is stating, the American people are comprised of a melting pot. Okay, and their military is too. So it's twofold, man. It says, it shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. Okay. 14, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Okay, and it should, did I skip? No. Verse 15, and it shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His roof shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the streets. And that's what's going to happen, man. When they go to war, it's going to be, you know, everybody hands against the whore of Babylon, so to speak. And after, when they wipe out this place, man, it's not going to be no root nor branch of this place, man.
That's right, bro.
Okay, it's not going to be no more governments. It's not going to be that Senate House.
Yeah.
Republicans and Democrats, all that shit is going down the trash, man. All right. But this is what this article is alluding to, man. How can you have a nation if the people can't trust the people that govern over them? You see?
That's right.
So that's the other scripture.
And that's why the scripture says, if sin kingdom is divided against itself, how can it stand?
Exactly.
You know?
That's the scripture that I was talking about right there.
Right.
So this house is divided.
That's right.
So now it can't stand.
Oh,
And this article is proving that, man.
I just want to read this part again. I know he got a precept.
Yeah.
Especially if they say this is a secret, we can't let people know. We can't let the enemy know where our troops are. So they put the American people in a category of the enemy because we're not allowed to know.
So Jeremiah 13 verse 26, it reads, therefore will I discover thy skirt upon thy face, and thy shame shall be appear. So that's what you see. Esau's getting exposed. His shame shall be appear. When you read the Habakkuk, let me get it, Habakkuk 2 verse 17, I think. Get this real quick. Esau's getting exposed in every corner, man. The spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yeshua, it's marvelous, man. No, finally, this one's going down.
2 and 17.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Habakkuk 2, verse 16.
Yeah.
It reads, thou art filled with shame for glory. You want to make it down, bro?
Go ahead.
Thou art filled with shame for glory. Yeah. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered.
Yeah, so everything that they doing that's filthy, man.
Being revealed.
Being revealed, man.
That skirt's getting lifted
up, man. That's what that means.
That's right, man.
Because every time when they do something that's supposed to be glorious, it's a shame, man. How the hell a president gonna go and not understand what it means to make Jerusalem the capital of Israel? After all these years, no other president has ever touched it. It's a reason why they never touched it. Okay? And this idiot never read any type of information, anything. And then he's standing up there with big ass cheese smile on his face and, oh yeah, they're gonna declare Jerusalem the capital of Israel. Israel the capital of Jerusalem. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. And he's proud, but it's a shameful thing that he just did.
If I may add too, when it says thou art filled with shame for glory, because back in the days, to be a so-called white man was the symbol of perfection.
Yeah, right, perfection.
Right? But that's why they call themselves white, because if you look at the word white, meaning pure, innocent, you know, all this positive thing, But when you look at the history, all they did is the opposite, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are the real niggas, man.
Yeah. You right about that.
Huh. It says the unfilled symbol of glory, drink the also, let thy foreskin be uncovered. It says the cup of the Lord right hand shall be turned unto thee. So meaning like you're going to go to slavery.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like a trading places. You know, the first was open, yeah. The first will be the last will be the first. You know, the meek shall inherit the kingdom, shall inherit the earth.
And that's an Edomite doing the exposing.
Yeah, and that's why we brought that scripture out. You know,
yeah, exactly.
Their mouth shall fall, or their tongue shall fall upon themselves.
And it says, in shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
And that's what's happening, man.
That's right.
Everybody's dancing on how stupid America is, man.
Yeah. Every nation outside knows
nation.
Americans are dumb. We're so caught up in folly over here.
Yeah.
So caught up of just being told what is what and what is right and what is wrong, instead of actually seeing it for yourself and making the decision for yourself. You know.
Yeah.
We got nothing but puppets or robots, if you want to say, in America. You know, don't know shit. But only a select few. You know?
Should start up at verse 7.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Habakkuk 2 and 7.
You want me to read it, boy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Habakkuk 2 verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booty unto them.
Yeah, that's what's getting ready to happen to this place right here, man. All right, because you spoil many nations, man, and these nations are getting tight, man. They're getting tight, man. And it's about to go down, man.
If you want to continue on this and then.
Yeah, let me get a quick pre. Revelation 11:18. You said the nation they are angry.
Yeah, they mad.
Yeah, Revelation 11 verse 18. And it reads.
Well, hold that. Trust me. The reason why is because I'm gonna read that and it's gonna lead to that. Trust me. Salaki, bro.
That's all.
Paul said that a lack of interest from people on the issues of overseas deployments is part of the problem, giving government free rein to damage U.S. interests long term by pursuing an aggressive foreign policy. The problem is, for us to change the attitude to where the troops are, we have to change our foreign policy. That is one of our goals at the institute. To try to say that our foreign policy is wrong, we are interventionists, and we tell other people how to run. We tell other people how to run their countries. We get involved in elections that we shouldn't be involved in. We're the policemen of the world. It doesn't serve our interests.
This is a Revelation 11 verse 18. It reads, "And the nation were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead that they should be judged, and thou shouldest give reward unto thy servant, the prophet, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth."
I mean, Esau, and especially because America is Esau's ruling power, but they're muscle. And, you know, and like I read in this article, they go and they come with their policies or their rules of how other countries should run. You know, they tell people what they should be doing, and it says, you know, that the military or the U.S. military are the policemen of the world. And that goes back to they can't be keepers of their own house or their own land. You know, other nations are going to be angry, are furious. They don't want to accept their policies or their philosophies or you know, their laws or their ways in their land. You know, so it's going to lead to, you know, conflict. It's going to lead to all-out war eventually, because that's what's prophesied in these scriptures. You know,
and that's why the scripture says, Job 9 verse 24, the earth is giving into the hand of the wicked. So the Most High allowed them to take control over the earth because they have a world, they have a specific agenda to accomplish.
Yeah, like, you know, they will say there's weapons of mass destruction, but ultimately there was no weapons of mass destruction. They were going out there for their poppy seeds, for what's that drug?
Heroin.
For heroin.
That's what it is.
Poppy. So it all has, like, these Edomites, the U.S. military and the government pretty much has agendas, like the brother said. You know, they're there to steal your drugs, your oil, and your gold, all your resources.
That's right.
They're not here to actually save or better the actual other people's countries. You know, they're just here to play big bully. Or play Tyrone, take your shit and keep it moving.
That's it.
And don't say nothing.
Debo.
Yeah, not Tyrone, Tyrone, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Debo, you know. And that's, you're just putting all these other nations,
Hold on, he's trying to get it right now.
oh, you put all these other nations back on the wall.
Woe
You
to
know
them that give their neighbor strong drink.
That's what's that preacher? I'll find it for you. Yeah, man. Like you said,
yeah, keep
you said something. Yeah.
Them playing bully is gonna eventually the one who's getting bullied is not gonna want to get smacked anymore. They're gonna want to step up and defend themselves.
Come on, you can't be a bully forever, man. You can't be a bully forever. So the Most High is the one that gave you the power. He says Daniel 4 verse 17. He says this. Let me get it. Daniel 4 verse 17. I raise Daniel 4 verse 17. So it says.
Did you read it already?
It says, I just read it there. Daniel 4 verse 17.
No, 2 and 15.
Oh, no. Daniel 4 verse 17 says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers, you know, and the demand by the word of the Holy One, meaning like the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, or put the nature in power, man. And whatever the nature is doing, that's the Most High who's doing it, man.
Yeah,
It says, and the demand by the word of the Holy One to the intent that the living, us, the living, may know that the Most High will live in the kingdom of men. So whoever's in power, the Most High put them in power. And give it to whosoever he will. So the Most High give possession, give kingdom over to people.
That's why somebody cut you off. And in Job 9:24, the earth is being given
to the hand of the wicked.
Yeah. It wasn't, Esau didn't earn it. Esau didn't. It was given to him.
That's right. It wasn't anything specific that Esau did. It was the Most High had an agenda, a plan for Esau to rule for a certain time, so we can know what wickedness is. That's what makes you a judge. You gotta know both sides. Esau is the board of wickedness. Whatever they do is adverse to the Holy Bible.
That's right.
He says, and give it to whosoever he will, instead of over the basis of men. So Esau, the Edomite, are known as the basis of men.
Basis of men, the lowest of low.
The lowest of the low, yep.
Yeah, I want to jump around in Habakkuk 2. And it says, verse 10, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast since sinned against thy soul. And that's what Esau did, man. Okay? Because he cut off many people. How? By going in and taking, like it says in, what's that scripture where it says that he shall take a man, land, his house, and even his heritage.
Oppress a man
in his heritage. Oppress a man in his heritage. Okay? That's one way that you cut off people. And like this brother said, you go to another land and you taking their main staple, which is the poppy seed, and you bring it here for your own selfish gain, man.
And that's only to destroy the people here in America.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't care about their own land or their own people.
Exactly. That's what it goes back to. Only about filling their pockets full of money. This FRN, man. And not caring about what's happening to the rest of the people, so to speak. Now I'm going to jump to 15, then you can have it back. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also. That men's look on their nakedness. And that's what they bet on, man, because when they go over there and disrupt governments or what have you, what are they doing? They're giving them this strange drink or this strong drink, which is democracy and freedom, gotten abroad for women, women's live, Christianity, so on and so forth, man.
It's such philosophy.
And then when it falls apart because it's not a part of their heritage, you know what I'm saying? Hey, here come America, laughing and pointing finger. Oh, we think they have a big problem over there. We should go over there and investigate. That's what the article said. He said we shall police the world. But after when you then fucked up, whatever happened over there, and then you ready to swoop in with order out of chaos and try to fix the situation, man.
And ultimately, we know who's behind all this. It's the shadow government, the so-called Illuminati. You know, it's the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, Rockefellers. You know, and it's the global, the elite bankers. You know, we know their plans. We in the know. You know.
For council for relation.
Come. I have a scripture, and you know, this is all by design. They plan this. You know, before they go to sleep, or even while they're sleeping, you know, this is all brought to them. You know, and then they work out their evil plans to execute them. You know, Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in their power of their hand. And that's the scripture that's talking about the elites. You know, they devise iniquity. You know, and it says work evil upon their beds. You know, that's a saying, like, you know, they getting all these plans, these evil plans while sleeping, while resting. You know, or they're thinking of ways. How's another way we can destroy this world? Like what's that? It's in, I think, in The Simpsons. Well, Mr. Smithers. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like he's always coming up with a plan to always just to be a nuisance, or to just to destroy this world. And that's
Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns. Right?
Yeah.
But who did I say? Mr. Smithers.
Mr. Smithers. He works for him.
Oh, okay. So you know,
the
same elites, pretty much, man. And verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Hey, that's they oppress a man in his own house. Look at the Native American, man. That's a house.
Yeah.
You don't mind come over here. You kill them, and you put most of them the remnant on reservation.
Yeah, when we say you Edomites, we're really we're talking to those the so-called Illuminati, because they funded all this. They planned this all out. This new world agenda. This is all part of the plan.
They funded the slave trade.
Slave trade, yeah.
Man.
They're behind everything.
Everything.
You know, and they're the reason why the U.S. military is policing the world, because that's their muscle. You know.
Let me get this real quick. It's 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "At least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." And that word devices goes back to plan or scheme. Okay, that's what it means. So we know your plans, like the brother was saying, you know, and we know that your plan is to trip up the people on the sign, or a part of the 12 tribes. That's the main. We're the navel of this whole world, man.
Yeah.
As long as you keep us down, you can be on the rise, but as soon as we come up, you gotta go down. And not only you Edom, but the other heathen nations too, man. Y'all gotta go down, man. Because when the real rulers are on the throne, hey, we don't want no talking in the background, man. We're gonna have that rod of iron. We're gonna get the smacking and bashing, man.
That's right. So it'll be one way only.
That's it. And it's Yahweh Shai's way, man. Yahweh Shai's way, so to speak.
You want me to continue on the article?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm almost done with it. Salaki, I almost forgot where I left off.
Take your time, brother.
I think we're already. Americans should have a final say whether they want to see their troops intervene in yet another country, he argued. People are supposed to know what's going on. People are supposed to speak out. People are supposed to tell the members of the Congress when they should be getting involved in hostilities. The current foreign policy has been lobbied for by the military-industrial complex, big bucks that profited from the campaigns. However, the U.S. risks running out of money it is printing like crazy. If it continues spending on lecturing others and waging wars overseas. Every country in the world is imperfect, including ours, but our immediate goal should be trying to improve ourselves and not to pretend that we can tell other people how to live and who should run their countries, Paul said. And that was the end of the article. But
We still get script.